Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Before we get started, please take a minute and click subscribe to my channel if you don't already. And please check out the link you see on your screen for a message from my sponsor, The Motley Fool. It's the best way to support the work I'm doing, and you can get the top 10 stocks to buy right now. There are a lot of reasons you might want to have exchange traded funds in your portfolio, and they serve a lot of great purposes. For one thing, it can let you invest in an area that has a lot of potential, but you don't necessarily understand that well. Artificial intelligence is all the rage. I don't understand how to evaluate the technology in terms of an investment. So one of the ETFs I'm going to talk about is focused on AI. So we're going to talk about tech ETFs today. Number one, and these are in no particular order. These are just my five favorite. Number one is the Vanguard Information Technology ETF. Ticker symbol is VGT. It is a big ETF and it's also a cheap ETF like Vanguard is known for. This is a broad based technology ETF. It's market cap weighted, meaning that the bigger companies make up a bigger portion of the fund's holdings. So the top holdings in the portfolio are Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Broadcom, and Salesforce. But this is a broad tech ETF. Out of all the ones I'm talking about, if you just want pure tech exposure, this is a good one to look at. Number two, the VanEck Semiconductor ETF. Ticker symbol is SMH. It's a $9 billion of assets, so not quite as big, a little more expensive, and generally, as a rule of thumb, the more specialized an ETF is, the more you can expect it to cost. But that's still very in line for an ETF like this. These are chip maker stocks. So NVIDIA is the biggest holding. Taiwan Semiconductor, Broadcom, ASML, and Texas Instruments round out the top five. Um, there's a lot of momentum in the semiconductor space because of technologies like AI, like augmented reality, like autonomous vehicles, like Internet of Things. There are a lot of tailwinds for semiconductors because these need more and more complex chips over time. And these companies could all be a beneficiary, and this prevents you from having to put your money in one company. Number three, no discussion of tech ETFs would be complete without the Invesco QQQ ETF. This is the NASDAQ ETF. It is the NASDAQ 100 Index Fund. Big ETF, $200 billion of assets, 0.2% expense ratio, puts it right in the middle of the pack for these five that I'm talking about. And this is not a pure tech ETF. Not every stock on the NASDAQ 100 is a tech company, but most are. And this could be a great way to kind of just match the index's performance over time while diversifying away from tech just a little bit. Number four, and this is one of my more interesting ETFs that I like right now, Invesco S&P 500 Equal Weight Technology ETF. The biggest problem with the three ETFs that I've talked about so far is that the bigger companies make up a large percentage of the fund's assets. Companies like Apple and Microsoft are just so much bigger than some of the even the mid cap tech companies. So if you want kind of more equal exposure, you don't want to have your entire investment depending on Apple, Google, Nvidia, and companies like that. This one could work for you. Ticker symbol is RSPT, about $3 billion of assets, 0.4% expense ratio. So what an equal weight fund means is that every stock that this fund owns has the exact same weighting, give or take a little bit based on daily fluctuations and stuff like that. So this means companies like Palo Alto Networks carry the same weight in the fund as Nvidia and Microsoft do. So if you are interested in really just a broad tech ETF that isn't putting a lot of your money into one or two big mega cap companies, this could be worth a look. Number five, and this is the AI play. The Chipmakers ETF was a kind of indirect AI play. This one's a little bit more focused on robotics and artificial intelligence. It's really concentrated in that. Because it's so specialized, the expense ratio is a little bit higher, 0.69, but still in line with a highly specialized ETF like this. Ticker symbol is BOTZ, BOTS. It's an index of robotics and AI stocks. NVIDIA is the number one. And another good example is Intuitive Surgical. They're the clear leader in robotic assisted surgery technology. So these are pretty cutting edge technologies. If you want to invest in robotics and AI and don't really know where to start, this could be a good one for you. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to click subscribe if you don't subscribe to my channel already. And as always, this video is sponsored by The Motley Fool. Be sure to visit www.fool.com/Frankel to receive the top 10 best stocks to buy now.